guys, welcome back. So let's address the elephant in the room, okay? I woke up on Thursday morning with this. And I was like, what the heck is that? I don't even know what. Okay, so Thursday I worked from home, so I just didn't put makeup on. And I did the warm compress thing. And I did the spot treatments for acne on it. And I'm like, I have no idea. Well, then on Friday I had to go to the office, so I caked on the makeup. And I found a good way to cover this. So if you are fighting big acne, I don't know if this is acne, I don't know if it's a bug bite. Obviously you try not to wear makeup on it if you can. Today I'm actually going to try on wedding dresses, and my bridesmaids are coming and they're going to try on their bridesmaids dresses. So I wanted to put makeup on. I don't want to not look good on those. I'm going to be trying to vlog it. I'm not sure if they'll let me video the entire experience, but until they tell me I can't, I will, even if I just get a few snips here and there of dresses. I know kind of what I want, but at the same time I'm open, so we'll see what happens. And anyway, today I'm going to show you how to cover this up. So the first thing I did was I washed my face, I put on my normal moisturizer and my eye cream. That's been sinking in for a little bit. And then the next thing, you want to make sure you have clean hands when you're touching it at all times. And you want to use some calming products and perhaps some products that have more coverage than you used to. But the secret is not caking on the makeup. It's doing it in a way that's going to help cover things. It's not the more makeup you put on, the better. It's actually the opposite. The least you can put on and still make it covered, the better. So a few of my favorite products for said job would be the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Neutralizing Correcting Cream. So I got this during the 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta this year, and basically it's just like a nude colored like cream. But I'm telling you, a little bit goes a long way. Okay, I have like this little tiny dab on my finger. Can you see it? Little tiny dab. Watch this. Like it, for one little zit, you don't need much at all. That covered like this entire area. So anyway, what I would do is you can either use a green product that does cancel out redness. For example, my NYX Photo Loving Primer. This is the Anti-Redness one. It is green. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as my primer today. You can also use a primer that's going to cancel out, or a primer that's kind of medicated. For example, I have a Cover FX primer that's called a Calming Primer, and this is specifically made to calm active skin. So if it's not just one zit, if it's like consistent zits, you might want to try something like this Cover FX one. So now I've got my green primer on, which is going to help a little bit. I'm also going to really quickly correct my under eyes. For that I'm using the Bobbi Brown corrector in Peach to brighten my under eyes really quickly. Alright, now I'm using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness. As I mentioned, you really just need a little dot. So I am using a Jessup brush. Now this is like a slightly domed, but just a stiff brush. And I'm just dabbing it like barely into the product. And I'm going to apply that onto the spot. And kind of go around it to blend it out. I'm also going to take a little bit on other spots of concern of redness. I have been putting this on my chin more recently because that's where I tend to get my hormonal redness and breakouts. But I don't have any active pimples there right now, but while I've got the product out, I'm going to go ahead and tap that in. Okay, so now I've concealed a bit of the redness. Then I'm going to go on top with foundation. So for foundation, you have a lot of options. Obviously, there's a ton of foundations on the market. Of course, you're going to have to go by whatever is your skin needs at that moment. My skin changes throughout the year, so my needs at any given time are different. But I'll show you a few good options. If you don't need too much coverage and you're a drugstore kind of makeup gal, like to save a few bucks, here's a budget-friendly one. This is the Maybelline Dream Pure BB 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Skin Clearing Perfector. 2% salicylic acid treatment in it. So this is the Dream Pure BB, so it's got the salicylic acid to help clean up your skin. I also have an e.l.f. Foundation. It's called the Acne Fighting Foundation. It has salicylic acid, witch hazel, tea tree, aloe, and camphor. So the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation that I have right now is in the shade Ivory, which, as you can tell, is not gonna, that doesn't even close to match me right now. And I have a light medium sheer tint in the Dream BB. So unfortunately neither of these are gonna work because I've been self-tanning. So one of the biggest tips I can give is you don't want to draw attention to the acne spot. So you want to make sure that you're not, like for example, since mine is right here, I'm not going to throw on gobs of highlighter and just put shimmer right there and be like, hey, look at me. So I'm going to try to keep things pretty natural, pretty neutral. Like I said, less is more, and you really just want to do your normal foundation routine once you've concealed. But if you feel like you still have some redness poking through, which I think this product took care of it basically, but if you still have some redness poking through, you can definitely use a green shaded concealer on top of that. These are a couple of my favorites. This is the NYX HD Concealer. Now I have it in 2 different shades. Obviously one of them is light as a skin shade, and this one is brightening lavender, or just lavender. They have a green one in this line, so it's about $5 or $7 or something like that, and they have a green one. So if you have a lot of acne and that's something you want to invest in, you just dab it on the spot, and the green cancels out the red. Basics of the color wheel and color correcting. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my Makeup Forever HD foundation. It's kind of medium to full coverage and not too luminous compared to my YSL Touche Éclat or my IT Cosmetics CC Plus Illumination foundation, but it's still going to give me pretty good coverage. This is a Sephora brush. It is the Flawless Flat Powder Brush, but it works for foundation just as well. So I'm just going to put this all over my face, and then I will do some concealer on top as needed. Alright, I'm just about done with foundation. I just wanted to point out that when you're doing your foundation and you already laid down like 2 layers of product right here, you don't want to just go shh and you know, windshield or circle it. You just kind of want to tap it in around the spot. So just be really gentle, because basically if you're swiping back and forth, you're going to pick up the product you just put down and then swipe it back and forth. So you may end up with streaks or part of the concealer missing and uneven skin and patchiness. So you definitely don't want that. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with concealer on top of my foundation to conceal my under eyes again. So I did the corrector. So the corrector, the peach, got rid of the blue tones. Color wheel again. Now I'm just doing a little bit. I would take it a bit lower on a normal day, but since I have this zit right here, I don't want to do anything that's going to brighten too much and draw too much attention. I'm actually using a different brush. This is the one I use to spot conceal, and this one's very similar, but it's slightly angled. I'm just tapping it in. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye concealer with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, but again, since I have a zit right here, I'm not going to take it down very far. I'm literally only using it right underneath the eye. Just like right there. That's it. I don't want any kind of light reflecting or shimmery particles on the zit area. But I did need to set my under eye, so might as well set it, right? Okay, so that's it for how I conceal a zit. Now if you still see it poking through and you're still concerned with it, take a color of concealer that matches your skin shade. Don't do your brightening one or your lighten ones. Like for example, I'm not going to use this light concealer on a spot that I want to conceal, because if I use a lighter shade, it's going to actually bring it out and highlight it. So I'm going to use a shade that's the same shade as my skin right now, and I'm just doing a dab right there. And then I'm going to tap it out with my ring finger to add an extra layer of coverage. And then you want to set that concealer so it doesn't crease or budge during the day. For that, I'm going to use my Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Tinted Pressed Finishing Powder. This is in medium. Just using a big fluffy brush. And I'm going to go ahead and just set my T-zone and that area. I want it to all blend together. one of the most important things, one of the biggest recommendations I can give you is make sure that you are using clean brushes, clean products, wash your pillowcases, you know, take your vitamins, drink your water, eat a healthy, clean diet, apply your skincare products, and go see a dermatologist if it's something that you really can't fix on your own. Like for me, this is a one-time deal. Like I've never had that before. You guys see me without my makeup all the time, and before I start my tutorials, I don't have that every day. So for me, it's like, okay, deal with it for a few days. It'll probably go down, it'll probably go away. But if it's something that persists for you and it really bothers you, go get an appointment with a dermatologist. I feel like I felt much better knowing that I was actively on the trail. I was working on fixing it. All right, now I'm going to really quickly speed through the rest of my makeup, just giving you a few tips. And I'll come back at the very end when I'm all done. Alright guys, well here's the finished face. I did go ahead and do my eyes and I filmed it using the Laura Mercier palette that I was talking about, but I just wanted you to see how it comes together. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.